Hi guys, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Tom and this is episode number 38. In today's episode, we're going to explore the X-ray cracking. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so let's resume our research. So we need a few things. The first thing we need to do is grab some materials and components to automate the oil refinery and the oil extractor, and we should probably grab some foundation. So let's do that first. So I'm going to grab some stone brick. We'll do 2 stacks. We'll need some plasma exciters. We'll do 2 stacks. We need to grab some steel. 2 stacks. And last but not least, we'll do 2 stacks of circuit boards. And then we need to replicate 4 of these. And let's just replicate all 15 oil refineries. Okay, so let's go over to the planet thumbnail and let's also enable the vein distribution. And let's find a cluster of oil seeps. And I see 4 of them here. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not only that, we have coal and copper ore as well. So we could put those into the planetary logistics system in a different episode. So let's head over there, place down our oil extractors, get those into the planetary logistics system, and that will give us the ability to automate the X-ray cracking. So let's start up here with these 2 oil seeps. And let's go over to the gathering and place down 2 of them. Okay, and then we need to connect the belts. Okay. Planetary logistic station goes down here. And in goes the crude oil. Let's place down a spray coater so that we can proliferate it. And we'll say crude oil and then eventually coal. And then we'll place the proliferator MK2 down here. And we will call for 200. We'll hit demand. And then we'll do 50 drones. The next step is to place down a splitter. Purely aesthetics. And in goes the proliferator. And into the spray coater. Okay. Let's give this some power. All right, and then we can extend our Tesla towers towards the solar panels. Okay, so that's complete. Let's turn off the vein distribution and confirm that we are getting the crude oil, which we are, and it's being proliferated. All right, so the final 2 oil seeps are here. So we'll do 1 here and 1 there. I see the copper ore veins here. So with this belt, we'll go up and around it. Because eventually we're going to have to place some miners around this, and we don't want our belt to interfere with that. Okay. Our research is cooking along really quickly here. All right. So we have our belts connected. Let's place down our planetary logistics station. And we'll put it right here. And we'll just repeat. Crude oil. Eventually, copper ores. And proliferator MK2. And let's set the limit to 200 demand. And then place 40 drones in there. Okay. And the splitter needs to go here. Then out with the proliferator MK2 and into the splitter and splitter to the spray coater. Okay. Let's connect the power with the Tesla towers. Okay, there we go. So crude oil coming out. Crude oil coming out, being proliferated and into the planetary logistic station. So there we go. We got 4 crude oil. So that should last us for quite a while. So I think I want to grab, did we grab foundation? So let's grab foundation just in case we need it to level the surface for our build. We got a lot of refined oil, which is great because that's going to allow us to do bigger builds in the future. Our foundation is over here. So we'll grab some foundation. How many spray coaters do we have left? We only have 6, so let's grab the remaining high purity silicon and some copper ingots. And let's replicate some spray coaters. Okay, we need some steel. We have steel here. Okay, we'll replicate as many as we can. And then we'll just place the steel back in here. All 3. And we will do the same for the copper ingots. Unless the inventory is filled already, which it seems like it is. Yep. Okay, excellent. So we have everything to start the build. I say we go over to the structured matrix and do the build over there. So I don't want to do the build inside of this grid because I plan on expanding all our science on this grid here. So if I press B, I have reserved this section of the grid for all my matrices. So I think we could do the X-ray cracking in the next grid right here. But as I'm looking at this, this looks pretty narrow. So what we should do is build inside of this grid, but on the other side of the green line right here. So let's flatten the surface. Okay, let's keep going. We're getting a lot of soil pile out of this, which is really nice. Okay, I think that should be fine. So the first thing we need to do is place down our planetary logistics station. And we'll smack that right in the center. Okay, so we're going to demand our crude oil, and we'll say 1,000 as a limit. Okay, excellent. So let's take a look at the X-ray cracking recipe. So what do we need? All right, so we need 2 hydrogen, 1 refined oil, and that will make 3 hydrogen and 1 energetic graphite every 4 seconds. Now, we have plenty of refined oil in the system, but we do not have hydrogen in the system because it's being used up in the hydrogen fuel rods and the energy matrix. So we got to think about another way to get hydrogen to the X-ray cracking because we need 2 hydrogen. I do know that the plasma refinery creates 1 hydrogen and 2 refined oil. And as I'm looking at this, I see that it's also on a 4-second. So this is 4 seconds, and this is also 4 seconds. So, with that knowledge, I think we will use this recipe, plasma refining, to automate the X-ray cracking. Now, how that's going to work, I have no idea. We're going to find out together. So, let's bring out our crude oil and set the filter. And as a visual cue, I will do this. And it is proliferated with MK2. And what we will do is place down a oil refinery like this. Let's say we just place it here. Let's select the recipe and we'll say X-ray cracking. Okay. Again, so the X-ray cracking needs 2 hydrogen and 1 refined oil. We're going to get the 2 hydrogen from the plasma refinery. We're also going to get the refined oil from the plasma refinery because the plasma refinery creates 2 refined oil and 1 hydrogen. So I'm going to delete this because we need to output for all the liquid. So I'm going to say this is the output belt, and that's going to go right into the planetary logistic station. Okay. And what we will do is place down the oil refinery again. We'll select the recipe to be X-ray cracking. And then we'll copy this and we'll place down another one. And we're going to change this to be plasma refinery. Excellent. So I'm going to hide the building warning signs for now because it's really annoying. Okay, so let's do the inputs. So we're going to say we need hydrogen in, and we need refined oil in. Like that. Okay. So 2 hydrogen and 1 refined oil. So this X-ray cracker is saying to the plasma refinery, hey buddy, I need 2 hydrogen. And you're only gonna provide 1 hydrogen for me. So that's not a problem for us. What we can do is copy this and paste it. I think the spacing is off a bit. We'll do like that. Okay, so now we have 2 plasma refineries, each one creating 1 hydrogen every 4 seconds. We place down a second one. Now we have 2 hydrogen every 4 seconds. And that's going to go straight into the X-ray cracker. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll say the input to the plasma refinery needs 2 crude oil every 4 seconds. And we'll copy this and we'll paste it into this plasma refinery. Okay. Now we need to get the 1 hydrogen. We'll do the 2 refined oil out and the 1 hydrogen out. Okay. And then we will copy, paste, copy, and paste. Okay. Excellent. So the X-ray cracking is now going to receive the 2 hydrogen from the 2 plasma refineries. And it's going to receive 1 refined oil from 1 of the plasma refineries. That's going to leave us with 3 extra refined oil that is going to enter into our planetary logistics station. So that looks good to me. So let's do the output for the X-ray cracker. So the output's going to go like this. So we'll say 1 energetic graphite's going to come out of here, and 3 hydrogen is going to come out like that. So this is how that's going to work. But we're not finished. We need to proliferate this. We need to proliferate the hydrogen and the refined oil so that this can run at 100%. The reason is because our crude oil is proliferated. And with a proliferated crude oil, that's going to give us extra product in both plasma refineries. So we need to proliferate that into the X-ray cracker. So I think that's going to work. So what we would do is we do something like this. We place a spray coater here. The hydrogen and the refined oil is going to enter onto the belt and pass through the spray coater. It's going to be proliferated with MK2. And then those proliferated products are going to go to the plasma or to the X-ray cracker and proliferate the 3 hydrogen and the 1 energetic graphite. Well, it's not going to proliferate it because we have to put the proliferator for that material here. Okay, so I think that's how this is going to work. Yes, this is going to work out well. So if you look at the X-ray cracker, we cannot change it to extra product. It is set at a production speed up. So our plasma refineries have to mimic that. So let's switch this to production speed up and production speed up. And the reason why we need to do this is because we have to get those 2 hydrogens out quick enough to automate the X-ray cracker because it demands 2 hydrogen and we're proliferating it. So that's the reason why for the production speed up. Okay. Now we just need to do the other side. So what we'll do is we'll do a third belt. And we'll place one here, and one here. And what we'll do is we'll copy, paste, paste, copy, and paste. Okay, and then we need to do the output for the X-ray cracker, and that will go here. Let's copy the spray coater and put it here. Just like that. And let's extend this belt to here. Okay. So let's set the recipe for the planetary logistics station to accept hydrogen, refined oil, and energetic graphite. Okay. So what is the next step? Well, we need to do... How do we do it on this side? Okay, so we did 1 energetic graphite and 3 hydrogen. That's going to output to the belt, and then it's going to pass through the spray coater to be proliferated with MK2. This spray coater needs to be copied and pasted here. So the 1 hydrogen and the 2 refined oil are going to pass through the spray coater to be proliferated, and that will proliferate the X-ray cracker. Okay, so let's copy and paste. So in with the refined oil, in with the hydrogen. And then let's do this over here. So out with the refined oil and out with the hydrogen. And then we'll just copy and paste. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll trim these belts back, and you'll see why. So the last thing we need to do is to get the proliferator over here. But we have a dilemma. We don't have an extra slot for the proliferator. So we're going to have to use our distributor to call in the proliferator. So what we will do is grab some splitters. We'll say we want the proliferator to go in there, and we want the proliferator to go into these spray coaters. Then we'll say we want a box here, and we'll set this to 1. We'll copy that and paste. And that will carry over that setting for the storage box. And then let's put the distributor on here, and let's say we want the proliferator MK2. Let's uncheck this, check this, and say we need to request the proliferator, and let's add our drones. It's saying 2 available routes out of range. Well, we can solve that hopefully by researching the range. So we'll get plus 20. And since we're at it, let's also upgrade the speed of our drones and our bots. Plus 20 and plus 10, so we'll enter that into the queue. And what we'll do is we'll copy this and paste that over. Okay. And we will go into the spray coaters like this. Okay, so now we can turn on our building warning sign to show us what we need for power. But before we add the Tesla towers, let's do the spray coater here. Like that. Okay, here come our bots, and apparently we're not out of range. Maybe I read that wrong. 2 available routes. Okay, so we have 2 available, but 1 is out of range. So I misread that, so I do apologize. Okay, I think this is it. We're just waiting to get the proliferator in here. In the meantime, let's see what this is saying. 2 available, 1 out of range. Okay, so the one that is in range is filling up this box first. And then it's going to fill up this box. As you see, the bots are coming in and they're going to fill that. Okay, so we're all set with the proliferator. So all we need to do is connect the power. So what we will do is neatly place down our Tesla towers. Everything must be orderly going forward. Oh, crap. That's not going to work. Let's try again. That will work. Okay. And so all we need to do is go towards the structured matrix for the power. So we'll do a Tesla tower there. Tesla tower there. There. And there. Okay, so if everything is set up correctly, this should work. This should work. So we forgot to add the crude oil to these refineries here. So we'll copy and boy, this is awkward. I don't have another slot for the crude oil. Let me take a look at this. Let's kind of rearrange these, see if I can do better. So let's do the crude oil first. So we'll do crude oil in here and crude oil in here. Okay. And then we'll do our output of hydrogen and refined oil. Hydrogen and refined oil. There we go. And we'll do the same thing here. So we'll delete this. We'll copy, paste, copy, paste. Okay. Now let's see if we did this correctly. So we'll look at the output here. So we should be getting 3 hydrogen and 1 energetic graphite from this one fractionator. All right, so as you can see, we are getting 3 hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, and we're getting 1 energetic graphite. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So that looks good. Let's check the other side. 3 hydrogen and 1 energetic graphite. Excellent. Okay, let's look at the crude oil. We should be getting 3 crude oil. So on this side, we're getting 3 crude oil. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's passing through the spray coater and being proliferated. But as you see on this side, we are getting an extra hydrogen plus 4 refined oil. So my thinking is we have one of the plasma refineries creating extra product instead of a speed up because we're not receiving that extra hydrogen. Okay, we are getting speed up here. So why aren't we getting that extra hydrogen? Hydrogen's coming out. Hydrogen's coming out. Refined oil and refined oil. That's really interesting. This belt is not quick enough to grab it. So what we can do is get the sorter cargo stacking. And this is going to allow us to increase the cargo stacking for sorters to 2. So let's allow this to research. And with that, it should grab that extra hydrogen to fuel this X-ray cracker. And I think the timing on both of these plasma refineries are just off a bit. As you can see, they're a bit delayed. One of them is. So our research is cooking. So this is going to be done really quickly, and it will pick up that extra hydrogen. So we'll just wait for that. And as you can see, if we look, our energetic graphite, our refined oil, and our hydrogen is all being proliferated in this build. Looks good. So our research is almost done, and it is. So it should grab, there we go. So grab the 2 hydrogen. 1, 2. 1, 2, and in goes the X-ray cracker. And this should run at 100% now. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, excellent. So we have established our X-ray cracking build. It works flawlessly, and it's all proliferated. So the next and final step is to expand this build. So I say we do 8 X-ray crackers. 8 of them. And hopefully we'll have enough crude oil to get to the end. We'll see. So let's go to our blueprint. And the reason why I turned the belts back is because of the blueprint. So we'll do this. We'll copy this, and then we'll say use now. And we'll adjust the anchor point to press, we'll press tab. And then what we'll do is place this down like that. And I'm going to do 1 and see if this is going to work. So we will connect the belts. And before we add the crude oil, I want to make sure we get the proliferator over. And okay. So here comes the proliferator. In that goes. Excellent. Now I understand that I could belt the proliferator over, but why would we do that? It would give us more belts. So we're not going to do that. Let's let's add the crude oil. And so this should fire up the system. And there we go. So now we have 4 X-ray crackers. Now we need 4 more, which is not an issue. We'll go back to our blueprints, or the blueprint mode, and we'll select all 4 of these like that. We'll hit use now, press tab to change the anchor point, and we'll place them down. It looks like we need 5 more refineries, so we'll need to replicate some of those to finish the build out. We need some stone and steel. Can we get more bots or drones for our mecha? Okay, we need the mecha core. Mecha core level 2. This is level 3. Okay, level 3 we need. Okay, gotcha. So we'll do that. We'll do... Wait, mecha core level 3, is it this? Oh, it's this guy here. Got it. Okay. We don't need the inventory. We need mecha core level 3. And this will give us 2 more drones. And then we can upgrade the construction. Oh, plus 3 construction drones. And this will give us plus 2 drone flight speed. Okay, got it. All right, so let's finish this build out by getting the 5 refineries. And we need... Okay, we need stone brick. And we need steel, which is right over here. Okay, and we need 5 of these. Let's just create 10. No, let's just create 20. Let's create all 20 of them. There we go. Okay, let's head back over to our beautiful build. Okay. And there we go, boys. We did it. So all we need to do is connect the crude oil. So we'll connect the outputs, the input of crude oil, the outputs, and the output. Okay. Excellent. So is the crude oil going to reach the end? Is my question. Oh, looks like it is. Looks like it is. So let's trim these belts back. Okay. And we'll trim back to here. Actually, we can trim all the way here and to here. It kind of looks silly. I kind of actually like seeing the belts kind of be even though there's no purpose to them. Okay. So there we go, guys. We have 8 X-ray cracking facilities, producing 3 hydrogen and 1 energetic graphite every 4 seconds, but it's actually quicker because we're using the production speed up. So we're doing it plus 50% quicker on the production of it. Okay, guys. Excellent. Everything's proliferated. And all our refineries are working. I'm sure this is requesting a lot of power. Holy crap, yeah. I don't know what the total power demand of this build is, but it's got to be a lot. I mean, look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is going to fill up pretty quickly, and that will stop all these refineries, and then we'll get all the extra power back. But we should compensate though, just in case. So we need to think about more power generation. Okay, well, I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Definitely, this is by far my biggest build. And I would say the X-ray cracking is pretty complicated, but I don't think it's on the same level as the fractionator. That was really complicated. And the infinity loop really screwed me over. So, yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a good day. I'm going to have a good day. And we will see you in episode 39, where we potentially go into automating the Proliferator MK3. We shall see. I'll think about it. Okay, well, take care. Bye.